Welcome to Elevated Sports. I'm Kyle Johnson.
I'm Billy Mock.
We're entering free agency, NFL free agency week 2. Had a lot of signings last week.
Oh yeah.
But I expect even more this week. So let's dive right in. Biggest name on this list who's still unsigned,
Clowney.
Clowney. I was a little surprised about that. I haven't heard much about him.
Yeah.
But I feel like every single off season that I watch the free agency tracker, you always see one or two players near the top of that list who go a couple weeks before they make their decision. And it is because there's so much people going after him. They're still trying to figure out what the best decision is for him. Jadeveon Clowney is one of those guys. I'm surprised that he still hasn't signed a team.
Yeah.
But I'm going to stick with the fact that even now, bolstered, we talked about it in a previous video, some of the moves that the Buffalo Bills have made. I wouldn't be surprised if the Buffalo Bills sign him.
We did talk about that briefly on a different video. I could see the Bills signing him as well. The interesting thing is that you haven't heard any rumors about which teams are in on him, right?
Right.
And you have some solid edge rushers in this class of free agents. Obviously Shaq Barrett, franchise tag, that Dante Fowler go to the Falcons.
Right.
A few other names in there that teams have obviously, put money into. Clowney, you haven't really heard much about. And personally, besides Shaq Barrett, he's probably one of the best, outside linebackers in the league.
Right.
So I could see the Bills. I'm not quite sure where else, just because obviously there's a lot of teams with a lot of defensive needs.
Right. There are, what I'm looking at, the teams with the ability with the money to sign him.
Exactly. He is going to be a chunk of change.
Probably looking for a contender. I feel like the Bills are still the best landing spot for him.
Yeah.
Who's next on your list, Billy?
On my list, we have Jameis.
Jameis
Winston.
Jameis Winston?
Jameis Winston.
He hasn't signed anywhere yet?
He has not signed anywhere yet.
Wow, that's weird. I'm not surprised, though.
I'm surprised. I'm not surprised that he's not signed yet. I'm surprised that there has been no teams in conversation with him about signing a contract.
We haven't even talked about Jameis. Nobody's talked about Jameis Winston. We've talked more about Jameis Winston than other teams have. I'm pretty sure, people go up to the general managers at these teams and are like, "Hey, Jay," and he's like, "No."
I just can't see that as the case. I can't see that as the case. If I was the Colts, I would have signed Jameis before I signed Phillip Rivers.
I am a little shocked that the Colts did sign Rivers over Jameis, because I kind of figured they would go for a long-term thing, but
that was my thing too. I would have rather had Winston over Rivers, because I'm thinking about a guy that that we can build with if he's the right spot.
What does it tell you about Jameis Winston that not only has Brady and Rivers signed, but Nick Foles is looking to be the quarterback for the Chicago Bears? That is going to make 3 backup quarterbacks for the Chicago Bears.
I don't know why that's another team that could have gone in for Winston, is the Bears. Here's the thing about Winston.
Let's not roll out a team. The Jacksonville Jaguars.
The Jaguars, I think, is a team that should take a chance on Winston. They're one of the remaining teams that are in need of a quarterback, right? The thing with me is, here's the thing. You could look at this and say Jameis hasn't signed yet because he sucks and no team wants him. I look at this and say Jameis is just the biggest wild card this league has ever had. And you just don't know what you're going to get from him. Teams are too scared to do it because they don't know what they're going to get from him.
I'd like to argue against that.
They think if they take the risk and they fail, it could be an absolute disaster. But here's the thing about Winston. If you take the risk and he finally lands in the right spot, right? You have have a front office that can build well around him, right? And you have a team that is going to take a chance on him, not have a divided fan base about him, which the Bucs were for so many years. I think if he finds the right spot, I think we could see some good things out of Jameis, which you've already seen good things from Jameis. The interception's a problem, right? He may go out there and throw 7 interceptions. He may go out there and throw for 700 yards with no interception. You just don't know what he's going to get.
No. I know you're not going to get that.
Come on, man. You may have a lights out performance, or you may have a horrendous performance with Jameis, or sometimes somewhere in the middle, right? Teams are not willing to take that risk.
Don't blame him.
If I was a team, I would take the risk.
I know you would.
I would take the
That's
risk
why you
every
are
day of
not
the
a
week.
team.
Every day of the week, I'd take the risk.
You are not a team for that reason.
Teams, go. Someone please sign Jameis Winston. This man deserves to be a quarterback. And if he doesn't, I'll start my own NFL franchise and get him. Next on my list, Robbie Anderson.
Robbie Anderson. So I'm a little surprised the Jets haven't kept him. I don't really know what other receivers the Jets have. So I'm a little shocked that Robbie Anderson hasn't signed anywhere. He's pretty fast.
Yeah.
Where would Robbie Anderson go? Everything on the NFL website says, he often disappointed his Jets coaches. He has plenty of speed, but he often disappointed his Jets coaches. Where would be a good redemption spot for Robbie Anderson? I think if they make it work, Bucks.
I think the Bucks are good.
Do you think the Bucks are good?
I think the Bucks are good with what they got.
I can see it. I know Robbie Anderson has said he would like to play with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So that was just one place that came to mind. Often disappoints his coaches. You know who would be able possibly to whip a player into shape? New England. I can see New England.
Yeah, I can see that too. And obviously they need wide receivers.
They need some wide receivers. They need receiver help. So maybe New England's a good landing spot for Robbie Anderson. That would be a big move for them, taking him away from a division rival.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Next on the list, Xavier Rhodes.
Xavier Rhodes. I'm a little surprised he hasn't signed anywhere.
Yeah. 29.
He's 29? He's 29?
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised Xavier Rhodes hasn't signed yet. I think the Chiefs are still looking for some cornerback help.
Yeah.
The Chiefs could probably be a good place.
Yeah.
He's, 30. I mean, he's not super young, but he's not old.
Yeah.
And they do need cornerback help.
Chiefs.
I like the Chiefs for Xavier Rhodes.
Next up, my boy Brashad Perryman.
Where is Brashad Perryman going to land? He broke out a little bit at the end of last season, but I don't think we saw enough from him. And just his career leading up to that point when he started to break out was pitiful.
Oh yeah.
It was absolutely pitiful. The Bucs took an absolute chance with Brashad Perryman. It paid off in the end. So maybe he's finally found a home. I think he'll remain with the Bucs.
You think he will remain?
I think he'll remain with the Bucs. I don't know if any other team's willing to take a chance with him yet.
I'm concerned if he's going to want a little more money than most teams are going to want to offer him because of the couple games he had in the end of the season.
Right. He might try to go for an upgraded paycheck, but we'll see.
Next we have Logan Ryan.
Logan Ryan, I think the Titans should keep him. I don't think the Titans will keep him.
Okay.
I was reading actually a tweet last night. I don't know if that counts as an article. But
if it's a thread, it counts
from his agent, he's not willing to take less than $15 million a year. He's looking to get paid.
Yeah.
He played an excellent season last year. He feels like he deserves some money. He's not willing to take less money.
Yeah.
So he's really still up in the air right there. Who's willing to pay him? I don't know. I don't know who's going to pay Logan Ryan.
Yeah.
But I hope he gets a home. He's the next Patriot player. I support him still.
Jason Peters.
Jason Peters is a free agent.
38 years old.
I think Jason Peters is going to finish out his career in Philly.
I think he should too.
I think they'll probably, if he doesn't retire, I feel like they'll sign him for like a 1-year deal. Kind of like a farewell season for him.
We have Shelby Harris. We have Demarius Randall.
Demarius Randall. Let's see, who did he play for before? He played for, I want to say he played for the Packers before he played for the Browns.
I think he did. I think he did play for the Packers.
I think he got traded from the Packers to the Browns. I see it. He's down on the list, but I like Demarius Randall.
Yeah.
Didn't Eric Weddle just retire?
Yeah.
Maybe the Ravens?
Maybe.
Fill that void?
Yeah. Although I think I could see the Browns re-signing him as well. I think he's good help for the Browns.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to demand too high of a price tag. I think that would be a feasible option as well.
Yeah. Next, my boy, the Bucks, Big Sue.
I don't like him. He is a dirty player. We've seen that.
He is.
But he did play well for the Bucks last season. I believe he's stated interest in re-signing with the Bucks. So
yeah, and I'm pretty sure the Bucks' intentions are to keep as much of their defense as they can.
I feel like if they can agree on the right price, he's staying.
Yeah, and I think he's one of the guys of higher priority,
Right,
for them for sure. Jimmy Smith.
I would be surprised if he doesn't re-sign with the Ravens.
Yeah,
I feel they had a good player in Jimmy Smith last year. He's playing well. He's got to go back. Jimmy Smith is going back.
Emmanuel Sanders already signed. Kenyon Drake, transition tag. Von Bell.
So he's a little bit earlier up on my list here. They describe Von Bell as a box safety because he can blitz and deliver hits in the running game, but he can cover tight end as well. Maybe Seattle. He's 25, so he's still pretty young.
Yeah.
This is his make or break season right here. This is going to determine whether he's going to make the big bucks in the future or not. There's still some great players who have been unsigned.
Yeah, for sure. Like
James
Winston.
And then some great players. But it still remains to be seen what is going to happen with these players. I'm interested to find out, and we will find out shortly. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Like this video. Comment what you think. Where are these unsigned guys going? Comment below. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Check the description for the links to our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'll see you next time.